Hi and welcome. Today I want to show you how to make a very simple acid and arpeggiator sound. Well, it's rather focused on the arpeggiator because the patch itself is very simple. Let's start. We are going to start with an initial patch. And an acid patch is often based on a sawtooth oscillator, so we are not going to change oscillator 1. In this case, we are just changing oscillator 2 to be in the 16-foot mode. We're going to change the level of oscillator 2 to 0, because we are going to mix oscillator 2 with the modulation wheel, and we are going to change the routing of oscillator 2 to be mostly through filter 1, but a part of the signal is going through filter 2, which is bypassed, so the signal will be routed directly to the output. We are going to change filter 1 just a little bit to have cutoff 93, and we're going to add a lot of resonance, which gives us the typical acid character. And now you should know that the PPG filter type is better for patches with a lot of resonance, because the resonance character of the PPG type is much sweeter. And we are going to change the drive mode of the filter to the hard mode for later use. And now we are going to prepare our LFOs. These LFOs will be clocked with a speed of 1/8, and in the sample and hold mode. We're going to change the phase to 0 degrees. And the same for LFO2. And now we're going to prepare our modulations. So let's go to the modulation matrix. We're going to assign LFO1 to the filter cutoff. with the amount of 47. And this is what we get. And we can assign the mod wheel in the second slot to the loudness of oscillator 2. So let's select the mod wheel and oscillator 2 level, and we are going to modulate it with plus 40. And that's the result. And now we need a modifier. So let's go to the modifier section. We are going to choose LFO2 and a constant level of 0 with the maximum operator. So what this modifier does is it takes the signal of LFO2, which is the sample and hold modulation, and it cuts away all negative values. It always takes the maximum of the LFO signal and 0. So if something is beneath 0, it will be changed to 0 and we get no modulation at all. And now we can use this modifier, for instance, for the drive, which we prepared before. So let's take modifier 1 and filter 1 drive. And we can modulate it with 49. And before I can show you the results, we should also prepare a second use of the modifier. Modifier 1 with the level of oscillator 1. With minus 34. Okay, so what we are doing here is we are using modifier 1 to increase the amount of distortion in filter 1, which increases the volume, the level, but at the same time, with the same intensity of modifier 1, we are reducing the level of oscillator 1 so that the final volume of the sound will be more equally no matter if you have distortion or not. And this is the result. So you hear some changes in the volume, but they're not so extreme. Because of the sample and hold modulation, this already sounds a bit like an arpeggiator, but let's try to use it actually. So let's go to the arpeggiator section. We are using the on mode for pad programming. We are going to change the clock to 1/16. The tempo to 140, so that you get a rather fast arpeggiator. and we are going to use the user pattern. Direction and octave are okay. We're going to increase the length a bit with 1/16 T. Plate assorted is okay. We're going to reduce the timing factor to 0, which means that the arpeggiator is playing like a machine. We are going to decrease the human factor, and we can leave the velocity to a fixed value. And now we can start to program our actual arpeggiator pattern. With this knob you can change the position within the user arpeggiator pattern, and with this knob you can change the actual configuration for the selected step. So my pattern looks like this. 3 notes will be played, 1 note will be paused, 4 notes will be played, then 1 note played, 1 will be paused, then again, and the last 2 steps will be paused too. Just like this. On the next page you have the next parameter, which is the accent. You can make some notes louder than others. I'm not using this parameter, I'm using the glide parameter for the first 3 notes. And we are going to turn it on. This is the result. Okay, so we don't hear any glide at all. To turn it on, we have to change the pattern to, or we have to change the sound to be monophonic. Okay, this sounds better. And to change the actual intensity of the glide, you have to go to the oscillator page for the gliding. And here you can change the glide rate, for instance, to 50. That's mainly the patch, but you can also prepare the effects to get more variation into your sound. For instance, you can use the triple FX in slot number 1 with 100 overdrive and 100 sample and hold. And you can use in effect slot number 2 the reverb effect, high pass on 5, low pass on 50, maximum diffusion, maximum size, minimum shape, and just 100 damping. And now you have many possibilities to change your sound to get more variation. And that's the whole patch. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like that, you should leave a like and subscribe. If you want to get an empty patch sheet for your own patches, check out the link in the video description. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.